Hey, how you doing? It is so good to be with you once again. But this time we are talking about something spectacular. It's always something spectacular when it comes to giving you the information. And we are going to talk to a very special brother, known him for a long time. Consider him a friend, and not only a friend, just a magnificent performer and a man of God. Joining me is the one and only, the incomparable Lamar Campbell. Hey, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing pandemic great. So when I say pandemic great, that means it takes it over the top. Because if you're doing great during the pandemic, you're blessed and you have so much to be thankful for.
And speaking of the pandemic, and I totally agree, because so many people are facing some really, really difficult times, whether it is physical or psychological, emotional or spiritual. So this is that time I think that we need to really do what God has asked many of us to do, and that's sometimes just be still. There's a message in that. And I love the fact that you said pandemic. Well, so I love that because that puts a positive spin on something that everybody's talking about 2020 being so bad. Let's talk about some really positive, and it's the sixth annual Citywide musical. And this one is going to be a little different. Talk about
It's going to be a little different, man, but I'm excited that the city of Indianapolis and our partnership with Praise Indy, that this is the sixth year that we've been able to do this annual Christmas musical. It's a musical. It's done to bring like the city together, the singers, and I like to call Indy's finest choir masters and singers. We all come together to celebrate the reason for the season and to be a blessing to people that are less fortunate, because all the proceeds go to help the Far East Side in an E3 project that's affiliated with Mount Carmel Church. And we also always help out one of the Boys and Girls Clubs. And this year we're going to be doing some things to help the Finish Line Boys and Girls Club. We have some exciting artists, as always. Our headliner for that evening is going to be none other than the Prince of Praise, Byron Cage. And we have so many exciting performances. I was sitting here thinking, Tony, that, because we're not able to be in the live setting where we're jam-packed into Mount Carmel Church,
right.
that it kind of put a damper on it. But, God always has a way of flipping it. By doing it virtual, we're able to reach a lot more people. So we're actually still putting everything we have into it. There's going to be a virtual performance from the Citywide Mass Choir that I know you're going to be excited to see. We have some surprise guests that are going to be popping in. We have ministry performance from Ernest Pugh, Joshua Rogers, Lamar Campbell in Spirit of Praise is going to pop in. You're going to see Demetrius West. You're going to see Rodney Bryant. You're going to see Eastern Stars Choir. I mean, and many more. It's going to be it's going to be an evening you want to share with your family. As a matter of fact, it's going to be streaming from the Mount Carmel. You're going to share with your family members and friends, and it's going to be an evening of praise and worship. And also, it's going to be like the finale part of the Inspire You weekend. So,
Right.
if you're not inspired after all of the things that are going on Saturday and to culminate all of that into a night of worship, that's going to be an awesome weekend.
It really is, and I'm excited. I got the word that I'd have an opportunity to be the MC for the event, so I'm really, really honored to do that. And the event itself is just, I love the fact that here we are once again in a situation where we're thinking that all things are going to be difficult, but now thousands and hundreds of thousands of people can actually watch this citywide Christmas musical that haven't been able to see it before. Because you're absolutely right, the church was always packed.
I
And
mean,
so
standing
you
room only, and we have to turn people away.
right.
So I'm excited that so many people will get to watch it. And we had hope because in addition to in addition to being a premier staple in our city as the official Christmas musical for our city and surrounding areas, that this musical would become national. And that's exactly what it looks like is going to be happening this year, because there'll be people watching this from all over. And many of the people that enjoy some of the ministries that are going to be ministering on that night will remember this. And as we continue, we're doing, we're making history again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great, man.
I got to ask you before we close everything out, Lamar. I've noticed here lately, I've seen more and more artists doing your songs, performing the things that you had. It, man, I'm so happy for you and so proud. I mean, it's all over social media. I'm going, that's Lamar's. That's his. How does it make you feel? I mean, going into this season, and we know what this season is all about, the blessing and Christ being born and the celebration of his birth. And it's not the Christmas trees, it's not the gifts in the context of the gift he gave us. That's what it's all about. But when you think about that, people are singing your songs the way that you performed them in a way that touched people's heart. How's that making you feel, man? Because I've seen it everywhere, and everybody's doing them.
Man, I'm telling you, actually, I'm bubbling over as you're saying that. And during this pandemic, when we started this pandemic months ago, who would know that, we would still be talking about it, still be in the middle of it. But man, we were praying that God would allow us to be able to make some impact and be able to encourage people during this time, and to hear that some of our music is at the top of people's pandemic playlists.
Yeah.
Man, it's absolutely incredible. And man, I'm so grateful and humbled that God would give us music that would bless people for years and years, and give us standards that people are able to call on and sing, and to uplift them even in moments when they don't even feel like being uplifted. I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, man. I have to tell you, yours is on my playlist. It gets me through, gets me going, lifts me up. Carrie, I play it loud enough for everybody who needs to hear it, whether they want the message or not. I play it so they can get it. So I really appreciate what you have contributed over the years and continue touching souls. And I'm excited about this citywide Christmas musical that's happening on Sunday, December 13th, 6 p.m. It's going to be streaming live, of course, from Mount Carmel's Facebook page, but also you can see it and listen to it on Praise Indy and also WTLC FN, the website there. So it's going to be everywhere for everyone to check out. And it's going to be an evening of just celebration. So many different people coming through. That's what I love about this thing, is because it's decades and decades and history, and you're going to hear the stage and the newest stuff, and everybody, an entire family can sit back and just celebrate together. And that's really what we need right now, is that kind of family celebration. And this musical is definitely going to be that.
Yeah, Tony, we grew up on gospel music, and feeling like Indianapolis was a part of what was happening in the full scheme of things. When we go back and think about people like Al the Bishop Hobbs and Sugar Poindexter, and just to be able to, in some small way, to be able to keep that vision and keep Indianapolis on the cutting edge of what's happening nationally, and to be at a church like Mount Carmel that has caught the vision, and with Pastor and Dr. Theron Williams, to make this thing happen every year, and partnering with WTLC. This it's such a blessing, and you don't know how that warms my heart to be able to be a part and partner with people that are able to see the vision that people really need gospel music, because it's the greatest music on the face of the earth.
Absolutely, it is. And you know what? And I want to also salute you in the context that it kind of carries on that tradition of Robert Turner and what he did for this community for so very long. So thank you for just continuing that on, because I mean the choirs and bringing everybody together for the kinds of things that he did, and you picked it up and have gone with it in this 6 years. So man, I am so very excited for you.
Man, thank you so much. And thank you, Indy, man. Indy shows up. That I refuse to call Indy Naptown anymore. That's why I always say Indy, because Naptown refers to taking a nap or sleeping on.
Right.
But I'm so man, I can't say enough about the Indie Gospel family and how Indy as a whole enjoys gospel music, and they have supported Lamar Campbell and Spirit of Praise down through the years, and many of the projects that we've done. So I don't take it for granted, and I always like to take an opportunity to say thank you, and thank you to the radio station who always supports us. And I'm blessed, thankful, and humble.
Well, on behalf of the stations of Urban One, I'll just say thank you for what you do. And you've been a part of the family for so long. And this is just a continuation of the celebration. So don't forget, everyone, make sure you put it down, mark it on your calendar, get ready for it, have the family ready for it, whatever the eggnog, whatever the food you need to get it together and just sit down. It's going to be a day-long celebration. And I'm really happy about it. It is the Citywide Christmas musical. Lamar Campbell. I'm going to say Lamar Campbell and everybody, because you can't. Everybody shows up. Man, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Remember, it is Sunday, December 13th at 6 p.m. Of course, Mount Carmel Facebook page, Praise Indy's website, and our Facebook page, and our social media platforms, and WTLC 106.7 and their platform. So it's going to be just a wonderful evening, man.